Welcome to Business Technology Platform Architecture Best Practices. Let's learn how to build secure and reliable BTP solutions. This means designing applications that are protected from threats and consistently perform as expected. For instance, a banking app uses identity authentication and automated scaling to handle secure logins and traffic spikes. Following these practices ensures your solutions are robust and trustworthy. Following best practices saves time and prevents problems. This means using proven methods to avoid common errors and inefficiencies. For example, always securing services with proper authentication prevents unauthorized access and costly data breaches. Adhering to these guidelines ensures smoother project execution and better outcomes. These patterns work for businesses of all sizes. This means our architectural approaches are scalable and adaptable, whether you're a startup or a large enterprise. For example, a small retailer can use the same microservices pattern as a global manufacturer to handle seasonal sales spikes. This flexibility ensures every organization can build robust solutions efficiently. You'll get practical checklists you can use right away. This means ready-made lists that guide your BTP project steps without guesswork. For example, a checklist for setting up a new Cloud Foundry environment ensures you don't miss key security or networking steps. These tools will save you time and prevent errors from day one. Why architecture best practices are essential for success? They ensure your solutions are secure from the start. This means designing security directly into your applications, not adding it as an afterthought. For example, by using built-in identity services for user authentication from day one. This proactive approach prevents vulnerabilities and builds a robust foundation, saving significant time and cost compared to fixing security issues later. Help you avoid costly mistakes and rework. This means following proven guidelines prevents expensive errors and having to redo work later. For example, properly structuring your BTP account from the start avoids the high cost of migrating applications between sub-accounts. Investing in good architecture upfront saves significant time and money down the line. Make your applications run smoothly and reliably. This means your solutions work consistently without crashes or slowdowns. For example, an online store using these practices avoids downtime during sales, ensuring customers can always shop. Following these guidelines keeps your systems stable and dependable for users. Keep your costs predictable and under control. This means knowing your expenses in advance and avoiding unexpected spikes. For instance, by setting resource quotas for development teams, you prevent them from accidentally overusing paid services. Adhering to this practice ensures financial stability and prevents budget overruns. Security-first approach, always start here. Think about security before you build anything. This means planning protection from the start, not adding it later. For example, when building an app, first decide who can access data and how they'll log in. This prevents costly fixes and protects your business from day one. Use BTP's built-in security services. This means leveraging the platform's native tools for authentication, authorization, and data encryption instead of building your own. For example, use the identity authentication service to manage user logins for your application. This foundational practice ensures your solutions are secure by design from the very beginning. Follow the principle of least privilege. This means giving users and applications only the exact permissions they need to perform their tasks, nothing more. For example, a developer should have access to deploy applications but not to modify financial records. This minimizes risk and strengthens your overall security posture. Regularly check your security settings. This means periodically reviewing and updating your configurations to protect against new threats. For example, if a new vulnerability is discovered, you should verify that your access controls and encryption settings are still effective. Staying proactive ensures your SAP BTP environment remains secure. Step-by-step basic security setup. 1. Log into BTP Cockpit. This means accessing the main web interface where you manage all SAP BTP services. For instance, a new developer would open their browser, navigate to the BTP login page, and enter their credentials. This initial step is essential for performing any administrative or development tasks in the platform. 2. Navigate to your sub-account. This means going to the specific area in SAP BTP where your applications and services are managed. For example, after logging in, you would select your company's development space from the Global Account menu. This step is essential for accessing and configuring your environment's security settings. 3. Set up user authentication. This means configuring how users prove their identity to access your applications, typically with a username and password. For example, an employee logging into a company portal must enter their unique credentials to verify who they are. Properly configuring this is your first critical defense against unauthorized access. 4. Configure role collections. This means grouping specific permissions into roles you can assign to users. For instance, create a sales analyst role with access only to sales reports. Properly configuring these ensures users have the exact access they need for their job, enhancing security and compliance. 5. Test access controls. This means verifying that your security rules work correctly by checking who can access what. For example, after setting up permissions, have a test user try to access a restricted application to confirm they are blocked. This final check ensures your security setup is active and reliable. Building for high availability on SAP Business Technology Platform. Design your apps to handle failures gracefully. This means your application should automatically manage unexpected issues, like network problems, without crashing. For example, if a service is temporarily unavailable, your app could display a friendly retry message instead of an error. Building this way ensures your application remains reliable and provides a smooth user experience under all conditions. Use multiple availability zones when possible. This means deploying your application across separate data centers within a cloud region. For instance, a shopping app runs into zones. If one zone fails, the app stays online from the other. This approach ensures your critical applications remain resilient and available to users. Set up automatic backups for important data. This means configuring systems to regularly and automatically save copies of your critical information without manual effort. For example, automatically backing up customer order records every night. This ensures your essential business data is always protected and recoverable if unexpected issues occur. Test what happens when services go down. This means intentionally simulating failures to see how your application responds, ensuring it remains stable or recovers gracefully. For example, if your app relies on an email service, temporarily disable it to verify that orders are queued, not lost. This proactive testing confirms your system's resilience in real-world scenarios. Performance optimization patterns for enterprise applications. Use caching to speed up frequent requests. This means storing commonly accessed data temporarily so it can be retrieved instantly instead of recalculating it each time. For example, cache product details in an e-commerce app to avoid repeated database lookups. This approach significantly reduces response times and improves user experience. Choose the right service plan for your needs. This means selecting the service tier that matches your workload requirements, not just defaulting to the most expensive option. For example, a development environment may only need a free or basic plan, while production systems require premium plans with higher performance. Matching your plan to actual usage ensures cost efficiency and adequate resources. Monitor your application's response times. This means regularly checking how long it takes for your app to react to user requests. For instance, if an online store takes too long to load a product page, you'd track that delay. Keeping an eye on these metrics ensures your application remains fast and responsive for all users. Scale resources up or down as needed. This means dynamically adjusting your computing power, like memory or processing units, to match your application's current load. For example, an online store can automatically add more servers during a holiday sale rush and reduce them afterward. This ensures you only pay for what you use while maintaining performance. Monitoring your applications step by step. 1. Open BTP Cockpit. This means launching the main web interface where you manage your cloud services. For instance, like opening your car's dashboard to check fuel levels and engine status before a trip. Start here to access all monitoring tools for your applications. 2. Go to Monitoring section. This is where you check your app's health and performance, like a dashboard for system status. For example, if your sales app slows down during peak hours, here you'd spot the issue quickly. Consistently using this section helps you maintain optimal application performance. 3. Set up alerts for important metrics. This means configuring notifications to automatically inform you when specific, crucial performance indicators reach concerning levels. For example, if your application's memory usage exceeds 80%, an alert can immediately email your team. This proactive step helps you address issues before they impact users, ensuring smoother operation. 4. Check application health regularly. This means consistently verifying that your SAP BTP applications are running smoothly and performing as expected. For example, just as you might check a car's dashboard for warning lights, you should monitor your application's metrics for errors or high resource usage. This proactive habit helps you catch and fix issues before they impact your users. 5. Review performance reports weekly. This means checking detailed metrics every 7 days to spot trends or issues early. For example, if your e-commerce app shows slowing response times every Friday afternoon, weekly reports help you proactively add resources before the weekend rush. Consistently doing this ensures your applications remain reliable and efficient. Smart cost management strategies for enterprise success. Start with smaller service plans and scale up. This means choosing basic service tiers initially, then upgrading as your needs grow. For example, begin with a small HANA Cloud instance for development, expanding to production capacity later. This approach ensures you only pay for what you actually use while maintaining flexibility. Turn off development environments when not in use. This means shutting down your dev systems to stop incurring costs, much like turning off lights when leaving a room. For example, power down your SAP BTP trial account overnight. Consistently doing this prevents wasteful spending and optimizes your budget. Use consumption-based services for variable workloads. This means you only pay for what you actually use, like utility billing. For example, a retail company scales their e-commerce platform during holiday sales peaks without paying for unused capacity year-round. This approach ensures costs always align directly with business activity levels. Review your monthly usage reports. This means checking your SAP BTP invoice details to see exactly which services you used and how much they cost. For instance, you might discover a development environment was left running over a weekend, incurring unnecessary charges. Regularly doing this helps you stay in control of your budget. Streamlining compliance and governance for your enterprise. Follow your company's IT policies. This means using SAP BTP services only in ways your organization has approved for security and legal reasons. For instance, always store customer data in your company's designated, compliant cloud regions. Adhering to these rules keeps your projects safe and aligned with corporate standards. Use BTP's compliance documentation. This means referring to SAP's official guides that detail how the platform meets legal and security standards. For example, a healthcare company can verify BTP's adherence to HIPAA regulations before storing patient data. Following these documents ensures your solutions remain compliant and secure. Keep audit logs for important actions. This means automatically recording who did what and when in your systems. For example, when an employee changes a customer's credit limit, the system logs their identity, the old and new values, and the timestamp. This creates a reliable trail for accountability and simplifies compliance reviews. Document your architecture decisions. This means recording why you chose specific technical solutions, like selecting a particular database. For example, choosing SAP HANA Cloud for real-time analytics due to its speed. This creates a clear audit trail, ensuring everyone understands and can justify the choices made, simplifying compliance and governance. Future-proofing your enterprise architecture. Design for easy updates and changes. This means building systems that can be modified without major disruptions. For example, using microservices lets you update a payment processing module independently without taking down the entire application. Adopting this approach ensures your architecture remains agile and cost-effective over time. Use standard BTP services instead of custom code. This means leveraging pre-built, secure BTP capabilities to accelerate development and reduce maintenance. For example, use the SAP HANA Cloud Database service rather than building your own data management system. Adopting these services ensures your architecture remains scalable, secure, and up-to-date with minimal effort. Plan for growth from the beginning. This means designing your architecture to easily handle future increases in users, data, or transactions. For example, a retail application should be built to scale up seamlessly during holiday sales peaks without crashing. This proactive approach prevents costly rework and ensures your solutions remain robust and effective as your business evolves. Stay updated on new BTP features. This means regularly checking for BTP enhancements to ensure your solutions remain efficient and competitive. For example, when SAP releases a new AI service, integrating it can automate tasks like invoice processing. This proactive approach keeps your systems modern and valuable. Common architecture patterns for enterprise solutions. Extension pattern, adding to existing SAP systems. This means you build new functionality that integrates with and enhances your current SAP solutions without modifying the original system. For instance, creating a custom mobile app that lets sales staff check real-time customer credit directly from your SAP system. This approach safely expands your core business capabilities. Standalone pattern, new cloud-native applications. This means building apps from scratch using BTP's cloud-native services, independent of existing systems. For example, creating a new mobile app for field technicians to report issues in real time. This approach offers maximum flexibility and scalability for modern business needs. Integration pattern, connecting different systems. This means enabling different applications to communicate and share data seamlessly. For example, connecting your on-premise SAP ERP system to a cloud-based SuccessFactors HR system to sync employee data. This pattern is fundamental for creating unified business processes across your IT landscape. Analytics pattern, data processing and reporting. This pattern involves collecting raw data, transforming it into a usable format, and creating reports for business insights. For example, a retail company processes daily sales data to generate inventory and revenue reports. This enables businesses to make timely, data-driven decisions. Your architecture checklist. Security configured and tested. This means you've properly set up user access controls, data encryption, and threat protection, then verified they work correctly. For example, in a finance app, you'd ensure only authorized accountants can view payment records, not other staff. Always confirm your security measures are active and effective before going live. High availability requirements met. This means your system remains operational with minimal downtime. For example, Deploying across multiple data centers ensures if one fails, users continue working uninterrupted. Always design for resilience to maintain business continuity. Performance monitoring in place. This means you have tools tracking your app's speed and resource use continuously. For example, if your sales app slows during peak hours, monitoring alerts you to add more memory. This proactive approach ensures your solutions remain reliable and responsive for users. Cost estimates reviewed and approved. This means confirming all expected expenses for your SAP BTP setup are understood and formally accepted before starting. For example, if you plan to use 1000 gigabytes of storage, you verify its monthly cost and get a manager's sign-off. This proactive step prevents unexpected bills and ensures your project stays within its financial boundaries. Compliance requirements documented. This means formally recording all legal and regulatory rules your solution must follow. For example, if your app handles EU customer data, you must document its adherence to GDPR rules. Proper documentation ensures your architecture is built correctly and can be verified. Bringing all components together into a unified solution. Start with security as your foundation. This means your first design decision for any application should be how to protect it. For example, before building a sales app, you first configure user authentication to ensure only authorized sales staff can access customer data. Building on a secure base prevents costly issues later. Choose the right pattern for your business need. This means selecting a predefined SAP BTP solution blueprint that matches your specific goal, ensuring efficiency. For example, if you need to extend an SAP S/4HANA system, you would use the side-by-side extension pattern. Following this approach guarantees your solution is scalable and fits seamlessly with your existing landscape. Monitor and adjust as you go. This means continuously checking your BTP applications and making small improvements based on real-time data. For example, if an app's performance slows under heavy user load, you'd scale up resources immediately. This proactive approach ensures your solutions remain effective and reliable over time. Remember, good architecture grows with your business. This means your SAP BTP setup should adapt as your company expands, avoiding costly rebuilds. For instance, starting with basic analytics, you can later add AI tools without disrupting existing processes. A flexible foundation ensures long-term success and efficiency.